Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakwakwa. This is Badam Nasha DC Camp with another lesson, to edify the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, spread out throughout the four corners of the earth. And also need to say double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone who rule well, and I came doing the work of Yahweh Shemosha in sincerity and diligence of mind and in faith. So, I came been watching this video about the old Jake, you know, preaching the gospel in London, England, and then he gets arrested. So this is just an example, of the seducing spirit of Christianity, man. He was drunk to the max with that doctrine, and this is what happens. This is the final result, He's blind as a bat. So it just lets you know, man, that the doctrine of this world is messed up, man. This plantation doctrine of Christianity has got our people messed up to the max, man, and they can't even see it. So hey, it's a fulfillment of prophecy, man. The plantation doctrine always like to, folks say anyone can be saved, and that's not the truth. The scripture says something else, So I'm just gonna stay focused on the points. It's not something you joke around with, man. This seductive spirit, they're real. Even this morning on my way from the plantation, I had to get into an argument with a Israelite woman, drunk with this same doctrine, walking around dressed in all black, talking about you gotta give your life to Jesus. A woman could, be doing the work out there. I'm like, I just had to let her know, the Most High is not dealing with women. We're preaching the gospel out there on the streets, man. And these women don't want to get it because they're drunk with the same doctrine of Christianity, man. They think that the Most High is down with all that, going from house to house, knocking on people's doors. That's a lack of understanding, a lack of wisdom. And it's so funny that people, just stay stuck in that mindset. But when they see the truth, all of a sudden, they get offended. When they see the truth is right there in their face, and they get offended. They don't want to deal with it. They run away. They make up all types of excuses and doctrines. And this is the final result, man. So hey, you can't really have a pity on them, man, because they understand, man. They could read they understand what the scripture says, but they choose not to accept it. When you show it to them, they want to dance around it and run away, play around it like Nate. But say, what can you do? They're gonna stew in their own vomit, which is this false doctrine. This is not a doctrine that the Lord Yahushai passed on to his disciples, and even to the elders of Great Millstone. This is not a doctrine we need to be holding on to. This so-called Christianity plantation doctrine that anyone can make it, Esau can make it. So what's the use trying to preach to Esau? So it's so hilarious, this vibration of this come one, come all. The Most High is not with that, So I'll play the video, for those that haven't really seen it.
I can be arrested if you want.
Don't put your hands in my face.
I can be arrested if you want.
Hands in my face.
What's your face?
You're putting your hands
You
in my
better,
face.
you better even make your life with the Lord Jesus Christ.
What are you doing?
I am preaching.
You're preaching. I'm going to require you to go away.
You can never.
Okay, then I will arrest you for a breach of peace. Plain and simple.
What breach of peace?
It's what you're doing at the moment. You're causing problems. You're disturbing people's days.
Yeah, rich of peace, you know. There's no peace upon the face of this earth, man. You know, even the doctrine that the old man is bringing doesn't bring peace. It brings more madness. You know, so then you have two madmen going at it. You know, so you got Babylon on one hand, and you know this Babylonian spirit on the other hand. So it's just Babylon, you know, going Babylon crushing its own minions. Because all these churches you see out there, just a bunch of puppets, man. You know, for Babylon. So you know how it is, man. So it's the end, man. It symbolizes the end of Babylon. You know, when Babylon can no longer stand behind his Babylon juice, it's it's the end, man. You know, a lot of folks been drunk. Now they have to wake up. You know, that's the Lord's will. So I just get the precepts. You know, he got arrested. You know, so I get Isaiah chapter 29, verse 9 says, "Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink." So that's the state of mind of our people that have drunk this Babylonian drink, man. You know, they're staggering, you know, spewing all kinds of madness out of their mouth. You know, and this is what you see with old men, you know. And then look in the Hebrew, Isaiah chapter 29. You know what, I just go to the interlinear. All right. Let's see. So you have the word for stagger. That's you have the na, you have the wa, and I. So that's nawai. So what does it say? Nawai. It says to quiver, to totter, to shake, to reel, wonder, move, sift, make move, wave, waver, tremble, stagger, be unstable. Yep, that's the doctrine of this Christianity, man. It's unstable. You know, it's false. You know, it's not palatable to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. It doesn't bring a sweet savor to, before the presence of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. It's a disgusting sacrifice, and the Most High is not with it. All right, and then look up the Hebrew for strong drink. All right, so you have the word for drink there. That is shakar. All right, the word there is shakar. And you look at the last, the word before drink. It says wala shakar, and not drink. All right. So the word there says strong drink, intoxicating drink, fermented, intoxicating liquor. So this so-called Christianity doctrine is intoxicating. You know, it destroys the senses, and that's what you have with the so-called old head over there, man. You know, it's an old bottle. You know, it can't receive the doctrine the way the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has ordered it to be received, and that's what's, you know, he's going through. You know, so he doesn't have any covering right now. You know, the Most High can walk a miracle, but from the way it looks, the old man is gone, man. You know, the old man is stuck in that plantation doctrine. All right. So go straight to the point. So you look at Second Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. Okay, verse 3 and 4. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. And that's exactly what the old man has been listening to. Has been listening to all his life, this Christianity doctrine. Has been listening to that doctrine ever since his childhood. He's been stuck in that quagmire and he can't get out of it. It's only by the divine intervention of Yahweh Shema Shai he'll be able to get out of it. But from the looks of it, it's a mess, alright? So that's how messed up it is, man. Jake wants to stay comfortable, doesn't want to see things for the way they are, and let's see if I could play the video some more.
And you're breaching their peace. Okay, so for that to be dealt with, if you won't go away voluntarily, we will have to arrest
I
you.
will not go away because I need to tell them the truth. Because Jesus is the only way, the truth. Jesus is the only way, the truth, and the life.
I appreciate
And
that. I appreciate
nobody.
that, but nobody wants to listen to that. They want you to go
Oh,
away.
you don't want to listen to that. You will listen when you are dead. You will listen when you are dead. You will listen.
That's messed up, man. They could cut that, It's just messed up, man. Sad, to see the state of mind that people are in. He's been blinded by the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. And that makes him susceptible and vulnerable to this seducing spirits, man. That like to hover around Jake, keep Jake ignorant. When Jake don't want to seek the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, this is what happens, he stays stuck in that pit, all right? And then you look at 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Let's see if I can get that. All right, so this is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Alright, so it says, Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrine of devils. Alright, so that's the main point over there, man. These seducing spirits are everywhere, man. That's what the world is about, man. About distractions, misleading, the men of the Lord, that fall out. The so-called men of the Lord that fall out, coming with a so-called flat earth doctrine, giving heed to all these vain ideologies. So the Lord there by Shema Shai doesn't have no sympathy, man, for those that think, they're doing the Lord's work, but at the same time, they're leading people astray. The Messiah is not interested in them, so they're going to be, giving up, as fuel for the fire. Alright, so the Greek word for seducing there is planos. Alright, so planos, it says wandering, misleading, leading into error. Alright, so that's simple right there. Alright, so that's exactly what the job of a seducing spirit is, man, to lead people astray with his false doctrines, and the people don't want to hear the words of the Lord, so he gives them up. Alright, and then you get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 29, and it says, Lo, this only have I found, that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai Shema Kwakadash had made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions. And that's the problem with Jake, man. They always want to come around with their own ideas, their own doctrine, their own flavor. Always want to add, always want to do extra. That's what Jake always want to do extra, irrelevant stuff, always trying to go above and beyond. Damn. I mean, it's sad, but what else can you tell Jake, man? So it's just, what the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has said, time and time again through his prophets on the highways and byways, that our people would not want to hear the words, would hear none of his words. They take it lightly. And then when it's time for them, to prove the point, they don't have the facts right. All right. So, not to ramble on, I guess 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 3 and 4. All right. So it says, but I fear lest by any means, as a servant beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Yahweh HaMashiach. Alright, so the doctrine of Yahweh HaMashiach is simple to understand, straight to the point. It tells you that the Lord Yahweh HaMashiach is only dealing with the nation of Israel, and that is the people, that he sacrificed his life for. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, including the confusion of faces. And that's it, what else? What else are these people looking for? So it just lets you know, man, that our people always want to go deep and deep, and then they get lost. And then all of a sudden they start acting all crazy. So it's simple, the scriptures are straightforward, but it is a snare to those that are not founded in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that their foundation is weak and lacking, and it's false. Alright? So verse 4 says, for if he that cometh preach another Yahweh Shai, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which we have not received, or another gospel which ye have not preached, ye might well bear with him. You just got to look at him, let him spew his madness, just watch, don't even take him serious. That's exactly what, with the men of the Lord do, you just watch the people for a while, let them spew that madness, and then when it's time for rebuke, you rebuke him sharply with the Holy Scriptures. And that's the same thing that Paul was addressing when you look at the first verse. It says, would to the Lord Yahbashim Ashah Bashim Kakadash, you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. Yep. So, it's just folly, that these folks are engaging in, man. Folks that are dealing with all these false doctrines, man. It's just a doctrine of folly. You just laugh, you just want to laugh a little bit, and then you listen to them, and then laugh a little bit more, and then you just say that's enough. And then you go to work and they're behind, with the scriptures, So it's one of those things, like you have to understand, man, that our people, they need real help, and the help they need, is this word, and the ones that don't want to get it, they're gonna get trampled upon, man, and all hell breaks loose. All right. So I'll move on to the last precept here. So it's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11, and it says, let's go to verse 10. It says, proving what's acceptable unto the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and what is acceptable unto the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Kwakadash, the correct doctrine. That's it. I mean, what else? The correct doctrine, the doctrine of life, the gospel of life. The spirit of faith, sincerity, and truth. That's all it is. What else? And verse 11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, the unfruitful works of ignorance. That's exactly what the old man was engaged in, man. Unfruitful works of ignorance, but rather reprove them. And when we do that, the folks look at us as we're enemies, that we don't care about our people. They call us bums, all kinds of derogatory names. But hey, it doesn't bother us. You have to stand on the foundation that the Lord Yabashimasha has laid. You can't go around trying to build your own foundation. So it's not going to be profitable. You got to stick with what has been tested, what has been tried, and what is true. And this is doctrine of Yabashimasha. There's nothing else for us to invent. That's irrelevant stuff. So you got to stick with the words of Yabashimasha. So it's just hilarious, man. You just see old Jake, out there thinking he wants to do something righteous, but he's fooling himself, So you don't want to fall into that trap, man, you know. And the Lord Yahweh Shemashai says, the path to destruction is paved. It's a wide road, man. It looks attractive, and many people therefore therein, But the way of life, the way of truth, is narrow, Just like the angel told Ezra, only one man can go in at a time. It's not pleasing to the eyes, but in the spirit of righteousness, it is necessary. We go through this difficulty, this straight gate, the narrow gate. All right. So I can that's the point, and Albarataza, but Shem Yahushai. I'll put up some more videos. It's been tired, but hey, there's no excuse. The Most High didn't bring us out of Babylon to be tired of doing the work. We have no other calling, but to stick on to the Lord there about Shema Shai and flee away from this seducing spirit. So I say, Kahala Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great Mr. Rule well, and the Akim doing the work of Yahweh Shema Shai in sincerity and in faith, as well as diligence of mind. Fight the good fight. It's always good to squash these doctrines of seducing spirits, man. You don't want it around you. You don't want to take heed unto it. You just gotta drive it far out of your vicinity. Shalom.